Good afternoon and welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. We are here for our weekly read aloud, and today Just Us and Books is back in my old stomping ground. I am here today at Dr. King's School. This is where I started my first years teaching 31 years ago, and it is absolutely wonderful to be back in this absolutely gorgeous building. This is actually the hallway leading to the gym, and do you see how amazing these murals look? We're going to get an opportunity to do a little tour at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Today, in honor of Juneteenth Day, Dr. King was one of the places that I learned so much of our rich Black history, and I am dedicating this read aloud to a man who really was the smartest person that I know. His name was Dr. William Rogers, and he recently passed away, but I met him here at Dr. King, and he taught me so much about Black history, Juneteenth, and just history, critical thinking, and so many wonderful things. So I thought this was the perfect spot to do a Juneteenth Day reading. Today I'm honored to be reading the true story of the grandmother of Juneteenth, Opal Lee, and what it means to be free. Our author is Faye Duncan, and I am honored to actually be reading a copy that was signed by Opal Lee herself. Thanks to the wonderful Wanda Montgomery. Thank you so much for this gift. Let's get into it. Opal Lee and what it means to be free. Here we go. Happy Juneteenth Jamboree. Come and join the fun. Opal Lee waved to her great-grandson as he barreled across the park. He zipped past lines of picnic tables covered with platters of barbecue baked beans, tomato tarts, and raspberry cobbler. He hurried past the leaping choir draped in purple robes. He danced a jig with cowboys playing fiddles, but that did not stop his flow. But he ran to the blooming tree where Opal Lee held court. Her braided hair was a silver crown. Her eyes were twinkling stars. Great granddeer, Buddy called. Tell us a Juneteenth story. Opal Lee raised her face to the sun as memories of yesteryear filled her vision. When she had been a Texas bud like the children at her feet, Granddaddy Zach told freedom stories on his wooden porch. As Opal Lee remembered his words, she lifted her hands and cheered, Juneteenth means freedom, and now it's story time. Then Opal Lee began. Once upon a blazing sun, Black bodies were bought and sold like cattle. Black men plowed the fields, but were not allowed to own the land. Black women cooked the food, but were not allowed to feast on roasting ribs from the master's table. Black children cleaned the one-room schoolhouses, but were not allowed to read or write. Earning and learning were against the law. Slavery was a thief. So the Blacks could not learn to read or write, and that's why education is so important today. American slavery dragged on like a plague until January 1st, 1863. That's when President Lincoln waged courage and raised his feathered pen. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation with a mighty stroke. Glory, glory, glory. Freedom was dazzling news like a bright, starry night. However, Texas was a big and many miles away from Mr. Lincoln. White masters defied his words. Black bodies remained in bondage. They plowed, they cooked, they cleaned. Freedom did not ring through Texas in 1863. So even though it was said in 1863, those in Texas did not get the word. It was toiling times in the Lone Star State for 2 years, 5 months, and 18 more weary days. Then finally, joy jumped on dancing feet in the Gulf town of Galveston. The year was 1865. The day was June 19th. Gordon and Wagner marched through Galveston with Union Army troops. The general raised his booming voice and spoke these righteous words. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Opal Lee danced in a circle. Freedom, hope, and joy divine. Juneteenth means it's freedom time. Can you imagine the excitement? Singing filled the air. Happy tears rolled down like rain. Black families leaped through cotton fields and played tambourines. It was a day of jubilee, perfect for Texas barbecue, watermelon, and sweet potato pie. Delicious delights they had been denied during servancy. Opal Lee told the children, remember my words for safekeeping. Remember what I say. Juneteenth is bigger than Texas, bigger than singing or dancing bands. Juneteenth is freedom rising, and freedom is for everyone. Juneteenth is you and me. As the children clapped and cheered, Buddy tugged her sleeve. Great granddear, he called. What was Juneteenth like when you were a kid? Opal Lee unwrapped another story. Blacks and whites lived separately when I was a child. Jim Crow signs littered old Fort Worth in every public place. Black families were banned from Forest Park Zoo except one day of the year on Juneteenth. We could cook out, party, and ride the Ferris wheel. I hated that zoo, but I loved it too. The birdhouse was my favorite. Buddy groaned and shook his head. The old days don't sound so good. Good and bad work together like the sun and the rain. I spent good days on my granddaddy's porch reading poetry books. His farm was my playground. I ran across the fields and climbed the tallest oak. Glory, glory, glory. Some memories are chocolate sweet, but some memories cut and bruise. My saddest season started on Juneteenth Day, 1939. An angry mob with flaming sticks burned my family's brand new house down. Their broken minds and evil hearts were so afraid of Black progress, the police made no arrest. My family moved away. And yet the embers burn, that fire still lives in me. I learned a big lesson that Juneteenth Day, freedom is a golden coin. Struggle makes it shine. And no matter how long it takes for freedom to stretch across the land, I will keep on teaching. I will keep on reaching. I will keep on walking, and I will keep on talking. I will raise my voice on the prairie and the mountaintop until freedom rings. The children lifted their hands in praise. Freedom, hope, and joy divine. Juneteenth means it's freedom time. Opal Lee winked and chuckled. I think now it's time for barbecue, strawberry cake, and red Juneteenth punch. Glory, glory, glory. Buddy cheered and waved his hands. When he bounced up to leave, Opal Lee hugged him tightly. Then just like birds in flight, all the children flocked into her arms. Opal Lee studied their shining faces. Black, brown, bronze, gold, tan, white, and freckles. All the children together. As the children dashed away, she marveled at the bright future. She rested against the blooming tree and whispered into the wind, remember my words for safekeeping. Remember what I say. Freedom is for everyone. Juneteenth is you and me. And that is the end of our story. Now I want to show you a picture of Miss Opal Lee. Yes, the end. Opal Lee and what it means to be free. I do hope you learned a little something today about Juneteenth Day. And I am honored to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee has the longest running Juneteenth celebration in the country. So we are looking forward to June 19th that is coming up very soon. Please stay tuned because I'm going to show you this beautiful facility, Dr. King's School, here, part of MPS. Just us and books. All right, so once again, I am at Dr. King's School here at MPS. This is my old stomping grounds. I taught here for 19 years, and right now I'm showing you the mural that leads down into the gym. Absolutely beautiful. I can't exactly tell you who created this. I know it is definitely a hometown artist. And if I think of the person's name, I will definitely shout him out as we stroll through this beautiful facility. All right, so this is that beautiful mural that leads to their gym area. And this is just some of the wonderful artwork and photographs that are here at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. School. Their logo is Restoring Hope in the Dream. All right, so let's look at some of these beautiful artifacts and beautiful artwork. Some of the classroom work here. And this up here, I think if I looked hard enough, I remember being here making one of these pieces, but I can't remember how it looked. All right. And some of the artwork here, I remember a lot of the students made some of this artwork here, some of the tiling, and look at this beautiful artwork here as well. These are the principles of Kwanzaa. So we have Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Nia, Kuumba, Imani. All right, so here are the principles of Kwanzaa here, and I believe that these were created by the students of Dr. King's School. Again, some more of the beautiful tiling that was created by the students and staff. All right, here's another beautiful mural symbolizing hope and graduation and knowledge. Some more of that beautiful tiling, some more beautiful artwork here, famous quotes from the Harlem Renaissance. I see the Cotton Club here. And I see Langston Hughes, a famous African-American author here as well, part of the Harlem Renaissance. Let's get this last bit right here. See some HBCUs represented. North Carolina Central University and Xavier University. Shout out University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, UAPB. I see Tuskegee and Fisk. And I see Morris Brown and Howard Miles College. And let's end with this beautiful area right here. Shout out to the AKAs, and of course you have to shout out the Deltas and HBCU proud. Thank you, Dr. King, for allowing me to do my read aloud today. Just us and books.